you beautiful Spark, and welcome back to another solo episode of Spark TV. I am Danielle Lewis, your host and the CEO and founder here at Spark Business. And I wanted to share with you today three failings I have made as a leader this year. And I want to share these with you so that you don't make the same mistakes as I did. Now, look, let me just get something out of the way. I come from the vintage of founder that does not talk about failings. 12 years ago, in the landscape of being a tech startup, raising capital, having a board, reporting to shareholders, you don't talk about the bad shit. Everyone says to share the bad times, but they're full of shit. Everyone wants to know about positive, we're killing it, we're doing this, we're doing that, life is great, yes, growth. So sharing failings was never a good thing in my day. But I also recognize that when I listen to other women in business who I follow, and they're a little bit more open and a little bit more vulnerable and share the harder days, that it does help me. It really does help me on my way. I was literally, I was recording a podcast episode yesterday. And I always say to people when I interview people on the podcast, it's always the message that I need to hear in that particular day. And this beautiful woman in business was sharing her how many failed businesses before, she cracked the one, and how worried she was about people knowing about that and people knowing about a business failure. And how quickly she learned that no one gives a fuck. No one's watching. No one, and we have such a short memory in this day and age of the internet. So anyway, I'm just going to share a few things with you today in the interest that if you're going through something similar, or, you might be sitting on this, or at least don't make these mistakes, or try not to make these mistakes. Anyway, so I wanted to share, this is specifically in relation to my teams. 3 ways I have failed my team as a leader this year, and consequently the business as well. In all 3 situations, my failing as a leader has led to business problems. So let's not do them, okay? So the first one is not being thorough enough in my training. Now, I don't know about who you are as a business owner, but I'm one of these business owners that just loves to make the same mistake over and over again. Anyway, so not being thorough enough in my business trainings. This is so fucking frustrating, and I don't know why I do it. But you have got to stop thinking that anyone coming into your business, no matter how senior they are, will do things the way you want them to be done. They won't magically know how you like things to be done. And there are nuances in every business, right? It doesn't matter if they have held the exact same role in another business. There are nuances to how every business does things. So if you don't train them step by step into the way that you want things done, of course they're not going to do it the way you bloody want it done. So that's been a real issue for me, is not giving thorough enough training. And it's been an issue on a few levels. So the first level is frustration, because after the job has been completed, I've realized that there are shortfalls when I'm being in QA. So I've had to do the gaps, and I've just, sometimes you have this attitude of, I'll just fix it and I'll talk to them about it later, and that later never comes, and you keep fixing it, and it's whatever. So just be really thorough. Like, before you bring on anyone, I don't care if it's a VA, if it's an agency, if it's a freelancer, if it's a full-time person, before you hire that person, having your SOPs, everyone loves to say standard operating procedures, just a process for how things are done, is like next level. The biggest one that's helped me is, and I'm in no ways affiliated with this product, this is not an ad, but something I use is called Scribe. and I'm literally on the free version of it. They could sponsor me if they like, actually. No, literally on the free version of it. And it does, so what it does is screen records as you're doing something. So what I've started doing is every task I know I want to outsource to somebody, I've been hitting my little scribe button, and it takes screenshots and it describes what you're doing at each step of the way. So it basically writes your process for you with screenshots. It's like, it has been the quickest way that I've found to actually develop processes in my business. It is unreal. And then I literally I have now a library of these scribes or processes, and I just flick the link to the one that I'm training somebody on, and it takes them through step by step. Game changer. And it's so funny, like, I don't know why I put it off, but, you know, having those processes and procedures and step-by-step guides just saves so much heartache. Anyway, so that's bloody failing number 1 for you. Failing number 2. Can you tell this is like traumatizing for me? Failing number 2 is not giving timely or direct enough feedback. I don't know if you know this about me, but I do not like confrontation on any level, whether it be in my business, whether it be in relationships, whether it be with family. I would much rather suffer in silence than have an honest conversation with somebody, which is horrific. It's something that I constantly have to work on and constantly have to just get over myself. To make sure that I am, especially showing up for my team in the way that I need to show up for them. So I've had a couple of instances with work with an employee lately that has just not been up to scratch, you know, not been the level of service that I demand for my clients. And it's just, you know, me not jumping on that immediately, you know, or not giving feedback that was direct enough so that they changed their behavior in the future. Being too soft in my approach so I don't even think that they got that there was a problem. Not ideal, Danny. Again, that has led to cranky customers. One in particular that has let us know in no uncertain terms that it's not good enough. And you know what? I fucking agree with them. I 100% agree with them. And, you know, it's something that we're working through now, but it never should have got to that stage. I knew that I wasn't happy and things needed to change, and I just wasn't direct enough about it. And I was just, you know, hiding under being too busy doing all of the other things, and that's just not good enough. So not giving timely or direct enough feedback is a failing to both the employee and to our customers. So something that we've got to rip the band-aid off on quick smart. And the final failing, just, you know, this is just my top 3, is not stepping in before it was too late. So this one, this one is another one where it was, I saw an issue and I thought it would be okay and I thought we could catch up and I just didn't step in. So sometimes, hear me out, you have to train your staff well. You have to coach them. You have to support them. You have to give them feedback. You have to, you know, do all of the things. But at the end of the day, you are the business owner. You are ultimately responsible for what happens in your business. If you have somebody who is not up to scratch, sure, you have to coach them through that, but your customer delivery cannot suffer as a result of that. If it requires you to step in and take over some work, that's not ideal. Of course, it's not ideal, but that is what you need to do as a leader. And that is a failing that I made. I saw a situation and I didn't step in soon enough, and it led to a customer churning out of the business. And so that is a failing from me as a leader to the employee, to the customer, and ultimately to our business. And that fucking hurts, doesn't it? You know, losing a customer always hurts, no matter how small or how big you are. that is just unacceptable. Look, don't get me wrong, customers leave for all different reasons, but if it is a reason that you can control and that you didn't control, that unfortunately is on you as a leader and was on me as a leader. So yeah, this episode sucks, but I really wanted to share those 3 things because, you know, we do have to keep it real, and it's really fucking hard to be a business owner. It's really fucking hard to be a leader. And, you know, the 3 things, you know, not doing thorough enough training, not giving timely enough feedback, not stepping in when I needed to. They are 3 things that are well within my control as a business owner, and something that I have, pulled the whip out and given myself a little talking to this year. So, you know, onwards and upwards. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you're not judging me as much as I'm judging myself. But anyway, thank you for showing up today. Thanks for backing yourself in business. I love you. You're the best. No one else tells you today. You've got this. I will chat to you in the next episode of Spark TV.